It's interesting. The door is not completely shut to new insights, but going through the documents that we have so far, it doesn't appear to suggest that there is a second shooter, which Anna Paulina Luna claimed that she believed that there was after going through the files. Is there something I'm missing, or what's your read?
Well, like I said, I haven't been able to go through the large amount yet, but the information that we do have, for example, something that was declassified, is that the the Russians had 5 volumes of intelligence on Oswald when he was in the then Soviet Union. You know, and they had come to the conclusion through an informant that they had inside the KGB, that Oswald was not trying to be a a Russian spy or anything like that. You know, that he might have been a mole sent over. Now, whatever happened to those 5 volumes that the Russians had on Oswald is a mystery because it's never surfaced anywhere. All right. Uh, Now, another very interesting thing, which I think you wanted me to talk about,
Yeah, so
was Charlie Kirk and Gary Underhill. Did you want to talk about that?
absolutely. This is going a bit viral. The page that states the day after the assassination, Gary Underhill left Washington and a small clique within the CIA was responsible, he confided. Less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death, ruled a suicide. There's a lot of speculation around that. How much weight should we be giving it?
All right. This is something that had been out there before, but it's now in a very clean form, as you can see. It's unredacted. It's a very compelling story. Gary Underhill had been a consultant to the Central Intelligence Agency and military intelligence for a number of years. He was an expert in small arms warfare. All right. So he would be a consultant to third world rebellions and things like that. Very shortly after the assassination, he went up and visited some of his friends in New England. All right. And he started muttering these very strange things about the Kennedy assassination, you know, about they're a bunch of drug runners and criminals, referring everybody thought was to his former employment with the CIA, and that they had killed Kennedy. All right. And n- they asked him, well, they were leaving on a trip, and they asked him if he'd like to join them so they could console him. And he said no. Okay. He didn't want to go for whatever reason. Then a friend of his, a magazine writer, came knocking at his door a few months later, and he found his dead body, okay, with a gun lying nearby. And the problem was that the gun was in the wrong hand. Okay. All right. I believe it was that Underhill was left-handed, and the gun was found in his right hand. All right. And the friend was very, very disappointed in the investigation that came out afterwards. He said words of the effect that, you know, it's almost like they wanted to bungle the investigation. All right. That's how disappointed he was in what happened with the inquiry afterwards. Gary Underhill was one of the most interesting people that you will ever find in this case. Okay. And I'm really glad they declassified this memo in a clean form. All right. You won't find very many more compelling stories than the story of Gary Underhill.